Welcome back to CNN Football Club. I don't know about you, but at the beginning of the season, I really didn't have Galatasaray as one of the contenders in the Champions League, but they've been on a great run. I'm going to join Ben here at the stats board. Ben, we really weren't expecting this from the Turks, were we?
No, that's right. Let's crunch some numbers to just give you the headline context here. So firstly, this is Burak Yilmaz. He's the competition's joint leading scorer with 8 goals. You can see what I'm doing here. This is midfielder Selçuk İnan, the third most accurate passer in the Champions League. In January, 2 world-class players signed by the club, Didier Drogba and Wesley Sneijder, to bolster their ranks. And it's been 24 years since the Turkish club have reached the semi-finals. The last number, this will probably be the favourite for Galatasaray fans. Out of 3 times that they've played Real Madrid, 2 times they've won.
Yeah, that's not a bad record at all. I remember Mario Jardel in the European Super Cup scoring against Real Madrid. I saw a lot of Mario Jardel because I lived in Portugal. Anyway, let's drop that. Let's talk about Galatasaray and the team they have now. It's tough to play in Turkey, but it's not just about that with Galatasaray right now. They've got big names as well.
They got big names, but the main thing is they're playing the second leg at home, and this is very important. We know how difficult it is to play in Turkey. But as you mentioned, they signed some pretty good players. Drogba, we don't have to introduce him. You know, Sneijder, they got Altintop, they got this Yilmaz, can score goals. So this is not for me a surprise. We're talking about a surprise. Galatasaray could be the surprise of this year's Champions League.
Well, they got Real Madrid next. Who better to talk about the Turkish Giants than their chairman, Ünal Aysal, joins us live via satellite from Istanbul. First of all, sir, congratulations on a great run so far in the competition. What does it mean to you to reach the quarterfinals? It had been quite a while.
Galatasaray is, during his long life story, not first time, and also definitely not last time, is in the quarterfinals of this championship. But our goal is to be permanent in the area that we are now, because the club has gone the last 2 years an extensive reshaping program, and we have reached our goals, especially on corporate governance, financial reforms, and also sportive rescheduling.
I wanted to ask you, everybody was really impressed, including myself. Sorry to interrupt you, sir. I was really impressed when Galatasaray was able to get Didier Drogba and Wesley Sneijder in the winter transfer window. How did you convince them to head over to the Turkish league?
I think Galatasaray brand name was enough to convince them. I think these players, they could obtain better financial conditions maybe from other big clubs in Europe. But they look very positively to play with us and to be part of our teams.
I'm going to ask one of our guests here in the studio a question about these signings. Do you think they've paid off? A lot of money and wages are being spent right now on Wesley and Didier.
Well, let's see. I mean, if they score a couple of goals and take Galatasaray to the semi-finals, then of course that in itself will be enough. Reaching the semi-finals will pay for the wages for that year. But I mean, they were very effective against Schalke. Certainly, Drogba caused a lot of problems in the last 16 game. But they're a team. I think it's really about a team effort. The problem that I have with Galatasaray is not so much about them, it's that they're facing Real Madrid. Yeah. I think Real Madrid will just be a little bit too strong over 2 legs.
Yeah, a lot of weapons there. We have a Galatasaray fan who has a question for Mr. Aysal, the chairman of Galatasaray. Isn't that right, Ben?
That's right. Next up, Pedro, is Uza from London in the UK.
You have stated that your objective is to make Galatasaray one of the top 10 clubs in Europe. Can our recent resurgence in Europe's elite competition be sustained from now on? And will further high-profile signings be a part of your grand vision?
So I wanted to put that question to Mr. Aysal. What can Galatasaray do to make sure that they become a giant in Europe? Is it about continuing to get more and more big players?
I think our aim is more to bring new players to the market and to give more emphasis on our academies and also to prepare young players for our team. I think we have good stars actually in our team, but it's not excluded that for the next seasons we just strengthen our team with some names. But as I say, our target is mainly to prepare the young players for our team and to prepare the future of our club.
Tell us about the passion of the Galatasaray fans, because I haven't had the pleasure of watching a game there, but everybody who's played there, players I've talked to, and a lot of fans who've been there, tell us about the passion. So just how intense does it get there at your home stadium?
There is a fantastic ambience in our stadium. When you will be here, I think you will see. Our fans are, especially the last 2 years, with the new stadium that we are playing in now, they are participating to the success of the club with all their efforts, and it is very colorful ambience.
Well, they'll need that ambience, they'll need that pressure on the visiting team when Real Madrid comes calling. It was a pleasure to have you on the show, Mr. Aysal, and good luck in the quarterfinals against Los Blancos. All right.